Hello, everyone. Well, it just occurred to me I didn't turn on my alternate light, my additional lights. So let me do that while you talked amongst yourselves. Well, hopefully that's enough. I didn't clean up the background. That's the way it goes. I'm a busy gardener. Okay, so I saw Jackie's comment in the beginning, and I see that nighttime temperatures need to be 45 degrees. Daryl would know. So Daryl, can you weigh in on when is the best time to plant potatoes? Because I heard that it was around St. Patrick's Day. Hello, everyone. Welcome to my channel. I'm Kaye here on the homestead in Tennessee. And if you're new to my channel, I am thrilled you're here. Please say I'm Sally from Massachusetts or whatever your first name is and where you live, so we can keep track of that. And that would be awesome. Welcome. And if you enjoy content on my channel, I hope you will consider subscribing. And of course, hitting that like button always helps with analytics. So I'll just lay that right there and we'll get on to the topic at hand. Thank you to our moderators, Jack and John. Jack, John, and Jill. No, John and Jill. Jack and Jill. No, we don't have Jill here today. Let's see. And Patricia. Thank you for being here, all of you. I really appreciate it. Bella is... We need moderators just on the outside chance that some troll or bot or just a person who wants to be difficult tries to, what's the word, hijack the conversation. So the conversation today is spring is around the corner, and what is it you're planting? And I will tell you what I am up to. While people are starting to sign on, I see it's jumped up a few more people. I want to pull this out and show you what I found in my squash closet. There are some clothes in there too. But look at this. So I was always concerned about this one because it has this scabby-like stuff on it. And so when I was up there checking on my onions, which look okay, they look a little dry, but they said to store them in a dry place. So it's been unusually low humidity in the house. Like the other day I got up and it was 24%. And I have a thermometer in the garage that says 40, it should be at least 45 to 50 to be in a comfort zone. And I'm thinking, oh man, when I used to be in California and I had all of my prints, I was so worried. I was doing fine art photography and I had all of my prints in my office, and that office was that floor there was in the old part of the house, and it was the closest to the dirt in the crawl space. And so the most moisture would come through there. And so I had a dehumidifier in that room going 24/7, because you're not supposed to let, obviously, fine art photography get in humid air. But now it's like, oh my gosh, I've got humidifiers going. So even with a humidifier going in there the other night, it just brought it from 24 to 27. I'm just going, what do you got to do to get the humidity up? I don't know. I had 2 humidifiers going, one in the sunroom and one in that room, and still it was under 30. I don't know if you guys have that problem. Let me say hello to a few people: Bella, Debbie, Daryl, Denise, Linda, and she's on time. Fantastic. Judy is here, of course. Thank you, Judy. Judy is one of my patrons. I really appreciate my patrons. Patrons on patreon.com support the work that I do on the channel and with a monthly contribution. And you are all very, very, I'm grateful for all of you. I'm very appreciated. I'm very appreciative. Getting my verb tense wrong here. Jack planted his potatoes and he's in Maryland, half of his potatoes, and he's in Maryland. So, And Jamela is here, Rainy in Trinidad and Tobago. Okay. Leanne is here from Idaho. And Bella is in AZ. We have a lot of AZ friends, and I follow they don't all watch my channel, but I follow a Telegram chat of mostly Arizona people. So just to give you a little update, I actually shot a video yesterday, and I firmly intended to get that edited this morning and get it online, and that didn't happen. I am fasting. I've lost 5 pounds, and I juice fast, and I have been cold. My body temperature has been cold, and so this morning I could not get my motor started, and then it's like noon, and I'm going, it's too late to do it today anyway, and then I got involved in other things. So I just made a gallon, 3 quarts and 2 pints of this. This is one of the pints. And it looks a little dark because there's 1 beet, just not a huge one, but a medium-sized beet in a gallon of green juice. Otherwise, well, I take that back. There are carrots in it. So carrots and the beet turn it this color. But cheers. So I started my fast. I kind of tapered into it, just ate like a handful of cashews at night just to have some protein so I would be able to sleep. And then I sort of phased in gently. And I haven't given up my cacao. I talk about this in my video yesterday. So I have my cacao in the morning because I haven't given up caffeine. I've done that in the past, and it's headache city. So, but I have cut it back. So I'm just having the 1 cacao in the morning, a big one, and then going to my juice. So then after the first 2 days, then I did a banana because I had them and I didn't want to throw them away. And I thought, it's a whole food. It's healthy. Avocado is one of the healthiest fats you can eat. And so I had a medium-sized avocado and a banana, each of 3, the next 3 days. So that was 5 days, I guess. And so then now I just had the juice for, I don't know, at least 2 days. I didn't write it down. Was I doing this last Tuesday? Does anybody remember? Because I don't know. I didn't write it down. 47 of you are here. Thank you so much for joining. I'm Kaye here on the homestead in Tennessee, trying to grow my own food and be more sustainable, and trying to inspire other people to do the same thing. So let's see who else has joined. Shirley is here from Kansas. If they are in the dirt and mulched, fine to plant potatoes now. The 45 degrees will get them growing. I'm not sure I understand that comment. Um, I mean, that's assuming that the soil is 45 degrees. Is the soil 45 degrees? I don't have a soil thermometer. Daryl. Gemma is here, sweetheart, that you are. 5 days till spring? Is that even possible? I never even cleaned up my office. Now it's like I'm gonna be busy for 5 days till spring. Oh dear. Is it the 21st? Is that 5 days? Um, the 20th or it would be the 21st, right? It's always the 21st. I'm leaving on the 24th to the 28th. What absolutely has to happen in the next 2 days is I have to get my onions planted. Now, I've had some issues with that, and I talk about that in the video that I shot yesterday, so we don't need to elaborate on that. But okay, well, Jack has gotten on the ball. He's got greens, cabbage, broccoli, cauliflower, beets, onions, and potatoes, some of his potatoes planted. 85 in Arizona. Yeah, 85 would feel like summer. Ranja. Am I saying that right? Ranya. It's probably Ranya. Ah, good idea. So Ranya, I'm going to say Ranya until you correct me, because I'm not sure if the J is silent. I don't know what the word Sarundas means, but and I don't know the equation. I should know this, Fahrenheit to Celsius, but I don't. I can't keep that. It's one of those things I can't keep in my mind. Let's see. Do you have a greenhouse in Sweden? I hope. I know you mean a rogue freeze. How do you spell rogue? Rogue. Rogue. For some reason, that doesn't look like the right spelling, but then I can't think of the correct spelling either. May 31st. Oh dear. You plant mid-May as they are underground for a couple of weeks. I'm not sure what that means. Mrs. Puddlebrook, good evening. Where are you writing from? It jumped, sorry. Okay, the equinox is the 20th. Okay, so oh, El Nino. I never liked El Nino. El Nino let's see, Bella is in Arizona, right? No, wait, you don't have do you have El Nino in Arizona? I'm confused. We had El Nino in LA and I never liked it. Thank you. Haffy is reminding everyone you're welcome to do a super chat donation, which helps the channel. I'm going to be losing light probably pretty soon. Hey, amazing autist. Let me see, Robert, or am I misremembering? I'm glad you made it. Rose is here. Hello, Rose. Yeah, snow one day, 70 to the next. I was just saying to myself, Debbie, that I don't want to watch food videos on YouTube. Let's put it that way. I'm trying not to. I'm trying not to even see them in the recommended on the side. But my stomach is growling from time to time, but I'm not inclined to go and grab something. I don't know if that answers your question. I am vigilant. So I'm not going to eat anything until I've lost 10 pounds, except for the juice. Debbie Morgan is, excuse me, Debbie Brady is here from Morgan City. Oh no. Oh no. That's funny. She said the deer ate all of her potato plants and tubers. I mean, wait, weren't we just talking about this today, Daryl? That you were saying that the deer really don't care. They might nibble on the leaves a little bit, but they're not going to bother the potatoes. I was kind of counting on that since I don't have a fence around that down there. Yes, Happy is pointing out that beets have more antioxidants, anthocyanins, which are antioxidants, and they say that antioxidants are cancer fighting, and so it's good to put those into the juice. I have in this also. I have kale and dandelion greens and parsley, celery, carrots, zucchini, and beet and apple. I have 3 apples in a gallon. 1 beet, 3 apples, a lot of orange carrots, and I want to say it was 3 sort of medium-sized heads of celery. It was a lot of stuff. It took me much longer to prepare it, to wash it and prepare it and get it ready to put it in the juicer than it did to juice it. And that's because I'm filtering the water in my Brita. Takes too long. I really, if I decide to spend any money on this house, it's going to be a whole house filtration. I don't know if I told you this, but I had a plumber here replacing the faucet outside because it was gushing water. Evidently, I left something closed and it froze and it blew out not only the wand, but it blew out the faucet. 2 wands, as it turns out. And I don't know how that happened, but I really don't know how that happened because one wasn't even on a hose. But when I put it on, it was. I don't know. At any rate, when the plumber was here, I said, "Do you have a water test kit?" And he said, "Sure, but it only tests for chlorine." And so I had him test my Alexa Pure, my Brita, and my tap water. My tap water was like 3.5 to 4, which is illegal. And I actually have something here. They're going to probably be sorry that they told us this, but this came in the mail. Oh, I got this stack upside down, so it might take me too long to find it. But it was from the water company. I know it's in that stack, but it says our levels of such and such chemical were too high, and if you important notice about your drinking water. I won't say the name of the district, recently violated a federal drinking water standard. Although this situation does not require that you take immediate action, you as a customer have a right to know what happened, okay, what you should do, and what was done to correct the situation. During the last 3 months of last year, The water system's locational running average, LRAA, for total haloacetic acids, HAA5, has been calculated to be 0.061 mg per liter, I guess. This value exceeds the maximum containment level of it was close, 0.060, which is the containment level set for this parameter. Some people who drink water containing haloacetic acids in excess of the MCL over many years, so obviously no problem, it was only 3 months, may have an increased risk of getting cancer. You do not need to boil your water or take other actions. However, if you have specific health concerns, consult your doctor. How many people are running to consult their doctor about anything these days is what I'd like to know. Oh, just in case you're wondering what haloacetic acids are, they are disinfection byproducts resulting from our chlorination of the water to minimize risk of microbial life in the drinking water. The EPA, no comment, considers microbial contaminants as the greatest risk to the public. I don't know about that. I mean, I think heavy metals might be right up there too. We are evaluating the results of the required disinfection and will continue to make an effort to reduce, thank you, the disinfection byproducts without increasing the microbial risks. And now it's interesting, when I was in California, during the time that I lived in California, they changed from chlorine. Let's see, it said did it say chlorine? Yeah, chlorination. To what's the other one? It's more complex and harder to get out of water. It's chloramine. Chloramine. So please share this information with anyone who might have drank the water. Fun. Okay, we have 57 people. I hope that number grows exponentially. Boom. Like, you know, I'm watching people online that have 5 million subscribers. Oh my gosh. Thousands of people tune in for the lives. So obviously I have to do more than work harder. I have to work harder. Simply have to work harder. So let me catch up. And Carol Ann planted her potatoes in Delaware. But is your soil 45 degrees? Or did you mulch heavily? I hope. Interesting, Linda G. Yeah, that's a good question. Linda is asking, is El Nino more rain in LA or drought, or does it have nothing to do with rain or drought? If anybody knows, please let us know. We're talking about El Nino. Oh, Happy is, I believe, Happy, you're talking about my fast because I'm behind. Okay, so I must have started on Wednesday then. So tomorrow will be, so today would be a week. Mrs. Puddlebrook is in Rainy, Alabama. Thank you for joining. I don't remember your name. If you're new to my channel, I hope you subscribe and watch all the time. I have 1,000 videos at least. Um, thank you. She watched my borage video. I have a nice borage video, guys. So if you think, well, she's not covering the things that I am interested in knowing about, I may have already done that. So just go to my videos from my homepage and type in a search word and say borage late bloomer. It'll come up. I mean, there's a lot of stuff, so that I did. Borage, oh my gosh, that stuff, I would just have to hack it back. It would just be like that. It would be like that. And borage, the stems of borage, if it's allowed to get that big, here it didn't do that well. So I don't know. Maybe California is just the perfect temperature for it, but perfect climate. But the borage stalks are very much like, well, they're hollow inside. I'm trying to think of a comparison. Sort of like the stalk of a amaryllis. It's hollow inside. So if it has a big cluster at the end of it and it gets really tall, they just fall down and then they break. They break at the base. So I would have it just like broken, and it would be like 6 feet wide. And I had a tiny garden, so I'm going, I cannot commit that much space to broken down borage. And, I thought, I don't know, I thought I would never, ever not have borage growing, but it barely did well last year. Now I have some borage plants over here, and I'm going to do a little video of the status of my seedlings. I've got a lot. I've got 1, 2, 3 trays there. I've got a tray here. I've got 1, 2 trays. And then I actually moved a tray out to harden them off. I mean, it's pleasant outside. So I thought tomorrow I'm going to plant peas. Do you remember? I think I did a video. Yeah, I did a video planting sweet peas this year. And I mean, I was so disappointed. And I don't know if it was the seeds, which came from Haas, but or if it was something I did, but I don't think it was, because I mean, pea seeds should just sprout, right? Now, after I did that, somebody said you should soak your pea seeds first. Well, I didn't do that. How many people, leave a comment, how many people soak their pea seeds first? I would really like to know, because I'd like to plant some more direct sow outside. I have sort of been remiss on doing anything with my raised beds. My garlic's looking good, but beyond that, I don't know. I've had frost blanket over all those beds, and underneath a couple of them I have strawberries. So I haven't even looked under there, because every day's windy, and I'm thinking I don't want to disrupt the frost blanket. So anyway, that's what's going on. And I will do a quick video with showing you all the things that are doing well, including red Malabar spinach, which I got from Jack Davis in Phoenix, and Egyptian spinach. Now, I don't know how they're going to do in zone 7 with our sporadic, that's not the right word, our erratic weather, but both of those did really well in California. And I saw the biggest praying mantis I've ever seen on the Egyptian spinach. And they say that the pharaohs used to eat, the pharaohs, right? Yeah, used to eat Egyptian spinach to keep them healthy. And they, made stews and stuff. And so when Jack Davis was visiting me, she made a stew out of it. Now, it's not spinach. It's just called that. But it's, I've got 50 plants growing in here, and I can't imagine, they're tiny. I can't imagine anybody seeing this would want any because they wouldn't know what to do with it. When you're in the South, with you people kind of in this, uh, they grow the same kinds of things and they expect to be eating the same kinds of things like squash and cabbage and eggplant and all the usual suspects, but not so much anything exotic like red Malabar spinach and Egyptian spinach or perpetual spinach. I ordered perpetual spinach, tried to order from, I think it was Baker Creek, and then they were out. So I know that Tori at Permaculture Homestead in South Carolina, he grows perpetual spinach. And so obviously that would grow here. That is perennial. Just cut it back and it comes back. But again, very nutritious. I had a huge plant in California right by the driveway. It would get so heavy it would fall over and I'd have to cut it back. But it's more of a red Malabar spinach is more of a succulent. So it's really not spinach either. I don't know why they call it that. Okay, we have 69 people. If you've just joined and you're new to my channel, my name is Kaye, and I am now in a homestead in Tennessee. For 8.5 years, I was an urban gardener in a micro farm, small Los Angeles yard garden, which is where I learned to garden later in life, which is why my channel is called Late Bloomer. I had this brilliant idea to name my channel Late Bloomer. And at the time, there weren't any garden channels. I've been around a while. So I'm glad you're here. Welcome. A few people just joined. And please, if you're new to my channel, announce yourself and let us know where you live. That'd be awesome. Okay, I'm going to try to catch up here. I don't know if your question has been answered, but I have a feeling, Amazing Autist, that it's probably not going to work that well. He's asking about, if you guys didn't answer him already, Amazing Autist is asking if it's possible to move well-established garlic to a new bed. And I'm thinking it's not going to like that, but maybe somebody else has a different thought on that. Let's see. Oh gosh, I'm so far behind. Let me see if I can catch up. Jeremy is spelling rogue for me. I knew it was similar to what she wrote, but it was just like the U was in the, she had ROUGE, which is rouge, right? Rouge. We don't call it that anymore. We call it blush. But we used to call it rouge, which is a much more feminine name, I think, than blush. Let's plant taters. Oh, okay. So Rania, did you ever answer me as to whether the J is silent? She has 2 polytunnels. That's fantastic. Susan is also spelling rogue for me. Thank you. Oh, yes, that heat. I remember it being 117 one of my trips to Phoenix, and I wasn't sure I could live. It was so hot. We had to go to a restaurant, go inside a restaurant and cool off. And of course, when you're with Jack, she knows how to order all the different Asian food cuisines, and oh my gosh. Oh, I can't talk about food. All right. Susan, but what do you mean by being underground? That's what I'm confused about. Do you have them under your house, or you dug them and put them in a hole, or what did you do? Let's see. Oh, speaking of the longer days, everybody, I just saw this before I tuned in. They just passed a law. And what do you think about this? I'm curious what you guys think. They just passed a law to make daylight savings time permanent. What do you think about that? I mean, how does that affect mountain time or whatever? I'm fasting to lose weight. I'm going skiing, and I don't want to put so much pressure on my knees. That's the main reason. Ah. Um, Debbie, I must have missed something. You're saying the chia seeds will swell, make you feel a little full. Are you saying I should eat chia seeds during my fast? I'm not sure. No, I'm not getting any protein. I used to well, no, I'm not going to talk about that. You guys will think I'm crazy, but it actually worked really well. I used to fast eating protein, but I can't get that kind of protein. Hopefully he put on a shutoff inside the crawl space for the outside faucets. There is one for one of them that's in the garage, halfy, but I don't know about the other one. He didn't change the other one, and now it's leaking. So I wish, while I'd had him here, I had him replace it too, but I didn't, because it was like $400 and something. I can't use this plumber anymore. I can't afford that. Let's see. I'm not drilling a well here. Oh, I didn't finish, Linda G. She's talking about Berkey. Berkey, I believe my understanding is Alexa Pure is the same quality, correct me if I'm wrong, same quality level as the Berkey water filter. I have an Alexa Pure. I think just because at that moment that I ordered, they were back ordered or something. I don't remember. But the tap water was like an illegal level of chlorine. And he said, we like to see it 1.5, 1.5 in the scale. They have a little these colored tubes, and they measure the number. And it was like 3.5 to 4 out of my tap, which I don't drink that, but and I have shower filter and a bath ball filter. But I would just like to have it. It takes so much time filling up this Brita filter, but out of the Brita, clear, 0, perfect. So I thought that's interesting. Brita is better than Alexa Pure. I was very surprised at that. Anybody have any comments or thoughts on that? You're kidding, Connie. Wow. Connie is saying I'm the only channel that she watches that has a live stream. I don't know what to say about that other than thank you. I mean, I started live streaming when I made this transition. Well, let's see. Yeah. Does anybody remember my first live stream? That was from my house, right? Yeah, I was still in my house. I remember I was singing when I first started live streaming. I would sing a song at the end, and people would make a request, and I would just sing impromptu. And I'm not a professional singer, but I would just do it. And there was one particular live stream that stands out in my mind. And I was out on the deck, and the sun was going down, and I was singing Hallelujah, right? I believe that's what it was. And yeah, so I guess I was live streaming from my house. So now I've been live streaming, for 2019, 20, and 21. Ooh, Wow, it's crazy. Oh, pecans. Grace is here talking about pecans. Oh, I'm waiting till the pecans start to bud out to plant my potatoes. Oh, I see. I don't know what the connection is there, but you made me remember that I wanted pecan trees, you know? Guess what I got? Just got them 2 days ago. I got 3 bare root, didn't realize they were bare root, and I need to call the company. Stark Brothers is where I ordered them. I don't know if anybody's ever ordered from them. And 3 bare root gooseberry, because that's something that Tom Anderson told me I should. And Tom, if you're out there watching, please say hi so everybody knows you're here. He told me that would be a great thing for my permaculture guild. I'm going to try to do a permaculture guild off to the left side of my tomato terraces. And it needs a lot of work. Oh my gosh, there's weeds and grass and mounds of dirt just dropped. But anyway, I digress. I got 3 gooseberry, bare root gooseberry, and I got 2 goji berry. Those are the 2 things he recommended that are really great to plant with fruit trees. And of course, then to plant comfrey, daylilies, and there was something else he recommended. So that's how I want to start developing those. So he brought me comfrey that day. The only other comfrey I have, I know people were talking about comfrey tea recently on my channel. I think Patricia was talking about that. I have one comfrey plant that I kept in the garage all winter because I didn't get it into the ground. And I thought, well, I don't want to just leave it in a pot out there because, if it's in the ground, it's warmer than in a pot during the winter outside. So I brought it in and there's green leaves on it, but I need to take that all apart. I want to shoot a video, take all of the comfrey that I have apart, cut it into pieces, and just start putting a piece like 2 feet from every fruit tree. and let it I hope it will spread underground. I don't think anything that I have has seeds. There's the Russian Backing 14. Wait, is that the one that has seeds? And then the other one, at any rate, I don't think I have the one that seeds. Let's see. See, Annie is saying in Tennessee, her well water is full of mercury. That's toxic. Mercury and aluminum, I believe, are the most toxic substances on earth and the last thing we want to put in our body. So I have a feeling you're not drinking that. Can you even filter out mercury from well water? Does anybody know? Leave a comment. Vivian is here from South Carolina. Hey, Vivian, thank you for tuning in. Well, Judy, I have met some folks. Actually, I talked about this in one of the live streams at this meeting that I went to with Daryl in Cookeville, and those folks actually are the closest people to me. And because they're on a flat lot, and they don't have the kind of, well, my runoff comes from my roof. So, but at any rate, they're drilling a well. They've decided to do that. So I'll find out. Drilling a well would be much more expensive than a whole house water system. Oh, for sure. For sure. A whole house water system, I don't think would be over $5,000. And that would be, and I think I heard from no, wait, that's the water heater. No, I think I heard from the gas company they could do it for less. So I haven't priced though. I haven't comparison shopped for that yet, but I have someone coming. I mentioned it in another video or on a live stream. I believe he's coming this weekend, I'm hoping, and he's gonna start work on he's gonna install a sump pump under the far right corner of the house and, do some repairs on the cistern, hopefully, block the leaks. And, and, he was saying that he had installed a whole house water filtration system in his house, and so I wanna ask him about that. My guess is that drilling a well, I mean, he's on a flat lot, so it would cost less than trying to drill a well here. But um, I don't know, I got so much water running off the hill and running off the house and running down the hill that it's just like seems crazy to drill it down from, especially if I could wind up with mercury or something. Uh, yeah, why do you suppose that is, Haffy? What do I need to do different? Hi, Gina. Gina is here as well, and that's what I think. The previous guy that came to give me an estimate, which I never looked at, I should have, but I didn't. He was saying it was the best investment he made in his house was whole house water filtration, but it's like this 5 foot tall tank, and I'm going, where am I going to put that? You know, I don't think there's enough room under that far corner of the house. You can't stand up down there. So that means, and you need to, the closer to the water source coming into the house, the better. So that part hasn't been figured out. Let's see. Right, Gina, that's right. Hi, Linda. Borage is all parts of, well, let's see. I should say the leaves, you can make tea out of borage. It's really a medicinal herb. The flowers are edible, although I have to say they're not very tasty. But once you have a pineapple guava bloom in your mouth, nothing compares. I mean, it's the sweetest, most wonderful blossom you've ever eaten. And so nothing really compares to that. You can eat nasturtium. Every part of nasturtium is edible. And I have nasturtium seeds, and I haven't planted that. So nasturtium, every bit. I mean, you can make pesto out of the leaves, the seeds. You can do something with the seeds. You can eat the flowers. But borage is a bee magnet. So that's the biggest advantage to borage. And it's also supposedly deters the hornworm, the tobacco and tomato hornworm. Supposedly. I never had any shortage of those in California, and I sure didn't have any shortage of them here. Oh my gosh. I didn't even show you all the footage that I shot last year of all these mature tobacco. In the South, it's tobacco. In the North, it's tomato hornworm. They're just slightly different coloration. There's a little more black on the hornworm in the tomato hornworm in the North, and in the South, it's more green. And they were absolutely covered with these white sacs, and that what those are the larvae of the parasitic wasp, which lays its eggs inside. Believe this, but I mean, how can you not believe that there's a God when you think of this? The parasitic wasp, which you can barely see, it's like, I don't know. I've never seen one. They're so tiny. They lay their eggs in a hornworm egg. I mean, in the moth of let's see, what is the moth of the hornworm called? I'm blanking, but they lay a sizable egg, It's not that big. It's, it's the biggest little egg you'll see on a leaf is some kind of hornworm. And they lay their eggs in that. And then as the hornworm develops, the eggs develop inside the body of the developing hornworm. And then when it's completely, well, unfortunately, it doesn't kill it before it eats your tomato plants completely. But because it eats it from the inside out. It's kind of gross. If you haven't seen it, I don't want to gross you out before dinner, but you'll see this little dark looking sock where the hornworm was, and it'll be attached to the leaf, and there'll be all this. Anyway. It's crazy. But borage is excellent. Borage is one of the best things you can grow, Linda. Yeah, it snowed 2 days ago, Annie. Sure did. And Annie said, yes, soak the pea seeds. Well, I'm going to do it the next time because it didn't work very well the first time. Out of 72 cells, I may have 30. Never had that low a germination on pea seeds. But then I never tried. I don't know that I ever tried seeding them before. I mean, starting them inside. Scott Head is here. Welcome. If you haven't checked out a Black Gumbo channel, that's Scott Head. Please do. He's a great teacher and a great person. You say you didn't soak, but did you plant them directly? Did you sow directly into the soil, into your raised beds? I was going to ask you about your weed fabric. Now, I know you just got those two big long, and if I had those two big long raised beds like you do, I would have weed cloth too. I mean, why not? But I got so much space here. I mean, I'd probably spend hundreds of dollars on weed cloth. Everything is so expensive now. I looked at deer netting yesterday. One roll of 100 feet is $56. So, that's, I would have it wouldn't even get all the way around it. To barely go around my lower garden would take 3 rolls. And then the T-posts are either 675. No, that's not the 7-footer. No, that's not even the 8-footer. So it's everything has gone up. Wow. I am shocked. Annie, that is true. If you shine a black light on your tomato plants at night, you will see the hornworms. They have kind of an iridescent green. You can see them. Yeah. But I find that they're pretty easy to spot. They're harder to spot when they're small, but when they get big, all you got to do is just, if you're observant and especially if you only have a half a dozen plants or something, it's very easy to stay on top of that. And you just take your little scissors out to the garden and you give them an incision across the middle. And that'll be the end of that. Sorry, but yeah. So I used to go out at night with a light, just a regular light. And because when I first started gardening in LA, I had so many snails and slugs. The sidewalk would just be crisscrossed with their shiny, tracks. And Shortcake raspberry bushes. I must have missed something. That just sounds wonderful. I just bought 2 raspberry bushes, and I don't even remember what variety they were. They have not been planted. Did I have trouble with deer last year? I think the deer ate some, all I had planted on the lower garden, which is their main thoroughfare. They passed by up here, in the woods. I haven't really seen them walk. I have not seen one walk across the back, although they may do that when I'm sleeping. They walk just up from the edge of the woods. And then in the afternoon, they pass through here. In the morning, they go that way. And in the evening, they go that way. And then sometimes they go across the road and jump the fence and go straight up that big hill across the road. So those are the main paths. But that said, I saw deer tracks right through one of my raised beds. It didn't have any plants in it, but it was just like, what? You went to the trouble to step up 1.5 feet and walk 4 thing and then step down when all you had to do is walk around it? Really? Why? I don't know. I don't know why they do that, So there were deer tracks all over the onion bed. So that's why I haven't planted my onions, because I haven't gotten them protected. And I don't want, if you saw, hopefully you saw, hey, we have 86 people. Thank you for joining. If you're new to my channel, please announce yourself and tell us where you are. I'm a little behind on responding to comments because we got talking about stuff. But I originally was going to just buy a roll of chicken wire and just make a tunnel. And then I bought these camping, like tent stakes. It's like a staple, but they're that long and they go down to hold it down. And I thought, well, they're not going to want to walk over the top of that. So they're not going to step on that. So I'll just do that. But that would require me to do straight rows. And of course, when I was tilling, there is a bit of at the beginning of that onion bed, there's a bit of a slope. So I wanted to do concentric circles. Well, that makes protecting them that way impossible. But I was talking to Daryl today, and he thought there's not enough of a slope to worry about it, and just to go ahead and do straight rows up there. So I have to figure that out tomorrow morning and plant my onions tomorrow. That has to happen. And I think that's what I'm going to do. I think I'm just going to do straight rows and hope that there's not, I've got to look back on Dixondale and see what they say about Linden's down here. What are you doing? See what they say about mulching onions. I know, Annie, right? I mean, they must have just said, oh, this feels good. 1, 2, 3, I'm out. I don't know. Joy of the Garden is here from New York. Fantastic. Welcome. Prepped for Eternity is here from, where are you from? Where are you writing from? Yeah, I want to get a couple of trail cameras, and I've spent so much money trying to get prepped that I'm just going, I just can't spend. I have to just stop spending money. Tanya A is in Taylor, Michigan, Zone 6A, 3rd year vegetable gardening. Welcome. It's her first time catching a live stream. Well, we've been doing this for 3 years, but it's getting exciting now, Tanya, because spring is, what did you say, 6 days away? 5? Wait, today, yeah, 5 days away. But you're in a zone 6A. So, well, it's not that, well, it's one full zone colder. Search, Judy is saying, search says deer are repelled. Judy is saying, brave says deer are repelled by the smell of onions. I don't know. I've got wild onions growing all over my yard down there. I mean, maybe they're repelled to go 1 foot away. I mean, I have pungent bunches of wild onions all over that whole big front yard. In fact, I'm going, why am I growing onions when they're growing free for the taking? But they're so strong, they're like knock you over. All right. Well, Connie, maybe you got that idea from me because I always had wire mesh over my raised beds in California, remember? Sluggo is, Linda's asking about Sluggo. Sluggo is registered, or what do you call it, approved for OMRI, OMRI approved for organic gardening. So that's how I was able to get a handle on the slugs and the snails in California. I really haven't had to worry too much about that here. I've got other issues, army worms, tomato hornworms, deer. That's what I'm thinking, Gina. I don't remember them saying anything about mulch for onions. So if there's no mulch, then I'll have erosion. That's my concern. But what about compost? They like compost, right? I only have one rosemary plant, so it's nowhere near the lower thing. I mean, there are lots of plants that repel deer, but it's too soon for them to be, out and working for you. That rosemary plant hasn't even come out of winter slumber. Be Well is here. Love you, Terry. Hey, can you make it over to Nashville in June? Because Happy let me know that the Homesteaders of America is having an event at Rory Feek's farm. And I really want to go. Let's see, you can come and stay here and then we can go together. But you got all those animals. See, the thing is, everybody wants me to get chickens, but animals tie you down. I mean, you cannot imagine how much I've stressed about these cats just trying to go away for 4 days. And it's so stressful. So I can't imagine. Oh, that's interesting, Tanya. She says she's direct sowing. Well, I think Jack Davis always direct sows because she's in Phoenix. I have never tried to direct sow tomatoes or anything because in California, I didn't have that much sun, even though you think California, it's sunny no, not where I was. I was by the ocean and I had a small yard and there were trees all around it. So I had to wait for this and big houses across the street. So I had, I used to look at that big house across the street and I thought, if that didn't have a second story on it, I'd have an hour more of sunlight hitting my front yard. But that's what happens when you're in a packed. So if you're in a very small yard, please go back and watch my California videos. Cause I think I have a lot of, if you put small space gardening in the search on my homepage, you'll see some stuff because that's just it. 1 hour more of sunlight makes a huge difference. So I just didn't have it. Let's see. Daryl is saying only 275 days till winter. Stop it already. Thank you, everybody. We have 90 joining us now. Please text a friend and tell them to join so we can get that number like over 100. Let's see. Well, that's what I was thinking. Why not just use the wild onions for chives? and not bother trying to start chives. Yes, Gemma, he is something else. He has a sense of humor, very unique sense of humor. Yeah, I know they don't. Onions don't like competition, right? With weeds, and neither does corn. But you can't use chemicals on corn; it'll kill it. I mean, good corn. Uh, Forever Settled says Gardner Scott. I'll check that out. 12 survival foods. As you will see in my video tomorrow, I mentioned STACY had a video recently about her top 10. I'm not sure if she called it survival, or I'm not sure what she's called, but yeah, it's that kind of thing. And I'm going to go through when I have a couple more that I've ordered. I'm going to go through mine, but I have good supply of ghee, which is shelf stable, and raw honey. Those are two really important ones. But I want to go to Costco. Denise, are you a member of Costco? Oh no, you're in Sam's Club. That's right. Daryl told me that today. Let's see. Thank you, Gina. Gina says you can't anticipate issues in gardening. You just have to do it. Chris White, no, I am in Tennessee. That's my home state, and I came back to be relatively close to my mother, although it's a 3-hour round trip over to see her. So that pretty much wipes out Sundays. And where are you located, Chris? Well, let's plan on it. Because Terry, we obviously did not get to spend nearly enough time together at the Homesteaders of America conference. Oh, that's perfect. Tanya, vertical gardening is great. And you can do the green stalk. I grew a lot of stuff in the green stalk. I grew all kale and radishes and all kinds of stuff in the green stalk, marigolds, and you can do that, and you can do a lot of things with vertical gardening. I mean, look at my last year in my house. I mean, I was growing corn in pots on the driveway. I converted. I grew loofah out of pots on the front porch, and I let them grow up into the pine tree. I mean, I had my passion fruit started at the ground, and it went through the neighbor's tree, and then over into my on top of my pineapple guava trees. I mean, it was a jungle. So check out some of those videos if you want to learn. Nutria ate all of my seedlings. What is nutria? Oh. Danielle says nutria ate all of her seedlings, but she planted near a pond. Yes, Terry, unless you've got freezing temperatures, but you won't have to worry about that in June. So you just get set up and plan on coming. I haven't even looked at the link yet, but I need to do that. So, oops, Growfully with Jenna uses broken down cardboard boxes covered with it. Yeah, right. Well, Linda is saying that this woman uses broken down cardboard boxes, which I have lots of, covered with a hefty layer of straw or hay. I'm trying to get wood chips because I put hay on top of cardboard over here and it blew off. So this side garden is a real mess. And I don't know. I mean, I'm going to have to I don't know what I'm going to do now because it's too late to put a tarp down and kill the grass. So there's weeds and ground cover in there, and I don't know. Maybe Daryl has an idea. Daryl's coming over soon, within a week or so, and we're doing the teepee trellis. He's building it. He's got some ideas that he's going to share. You want to make sure you watch for that video. Let's see, Daryl, and then you can tell me, Daryl, what you think I should do out there. I think I'm just going to get my tiller and just go, till it up, plant into it, and then mulch it heavily, and hopefully I can keep the weeds down that way. Well, Idaho Hoosier, hi there. Thank you for joining. Everybody I've talked to recently says deer get used to everything. So the Billy Bones sauce, I don't know what that is. I hope it's not some concoction that you have to make out of strange things. But somebody else recommended Milo Organic. Milo, I don't know why it's called organic. It's not organic. It's made out of biosolids. You know what that is. But she was saying that's the only thing that kept deer away. But since I've got a slope over there, I don't really want those biosolids to be washed down through my garden either. So I thought, well, if you just put it on the long edge of each side, it'll just go that way and it won't go in. And maybe that would actually work. That would certainly be a lot cheaper than how many T-posts in 100 feet? 30? Maybe? 30 times, well, let's just say $7 because it's easier to do the math. $210 just for the T-posts plus 100 and what was that? $56 for the netting times 3 is 70. 56 times 3 is 168 and 160. So it's adding up, folks. And then I'll add the price of the onions, which I won't say because I ordered way too many. It's like I'm going to be spending hundreds of dollars to protect whatever it is that I grow in there. And I'm just like, as one of my friends says, you got to put a pencil to it. You got to put a pencil to it and see if you're really coming out ahead or behind. Let's see. I actually don't know, but organic ghee, Haffy's asking about organic ghee. Is it cheaper to make your own from organic grass-fed butter or to buy organic ghee? And it's not inexpensive. I actually don't know. I've not put a pencil to that, because you'd have to start adding up pounds of butter, and I don't know. And I don't know if a pound of butter would make a pound of ghee. It wouldn't, because making ghee, you separate the solids out. And so part of it is just, I think, wasted. And so you need more butter than you wind up with ghee. Chris White is in North Carolina. Hey, you're close. Fantastic. Are you new to my channel, by the way? Because I'm not sure I recognize KRIS, but I'm glad you're here. Betty is here. Betty, we waited for you. It's after 6 o'clock. Oh, fantastic, Tanya. Greenstock is made in Tennessee from a family business, or at least it was. Cheaper to make your own ghee? Really? Wow. That surprises me because butter is not organic grass-fed butter is not cheap. Mm. Actually, I thought maybe the price was on here, but it's not. This stuff is really good, but it's not inexpensive. So I'm surprised that it's cheaper. Oh, Nutria looks like a huge rat. I've never even heard of those. I hope I don't have any of those here. Oh my gosh. Snakes are out in force, you guys. Snakes are out in force. I mean, those 3 days that it was 70 degrees, there was 2 snakes. They brought in 2 snakes every day and 3 mice and a couple lizards. It's going to be an interesting year. And there's going to be a point. By the way, has anybody had this experience where who is allergic to poison ivy? Have you had the experience where you petted your cat, your outdoor cat, and you got infected with a poison ivy rash? Because I've been able to pet them now when a lot because poison ivy's not out yet. But I just think when it is out, I think that I'm just gonna have to stop petting them. I don't know. Joey is here from Kansas. Welcome. Yeah. Well, you probably have to worry about water. Linda says she uses too much water cleaning her lettuce. I mean, they're still growing in dirt. If you do hydroponics, it's even cleaner. But okay, so Daryl is saying to till my side garden, correct? Yes, Connie wants me to. Didn't you say you wanted me to kiss Kevin Costner for you? I think that's what she said. I really doubt if I'll be able to get that close to Kevin Costner, I mean, can he sing, really? It's hard to believe. Oh, he sells the bone sauce, so he makes it. Well, gosh, if he sells the bone sauce, does it come with a guarantee that it keeps the deer away? Wait, I need to write that down. Where was it? Can you just repeat who was it that said they were selling this bone sauce? I didn't write it down and it's way back in the chat. 10 T-posts? No, it's the circumference of the garden down below is 300 feet. So it'd be a lot more than 10. Julie said something hilarious. Oh, I don't know what, but anyway. Oh, no, I don't know what you said, Julie. That was hilarious. I actually made my own ghee back in the day, and now we're going back at least 20 years. I made my own ghee back then because I was able to buy raw butter. And I was thinking, gosh, it's raw butter. I can't get raw butter here unless Daryl, do they have raw dairy at that market in Cookville? And, it's not raw once you cook it, and you have to heat it over 104 degrees to I think it's over 104 degrees to make ghee, don't you? It's been 20 years, so I don't actually remember. All I can remember is skimming off the solids. That's all I remember. But I'll check that out. Living Traditions. I haven't made a cooking video in a while because I just don't get the views, and it's way too much work to do. And so many people, have these great kitchens and they're all set up and it's not that hard. And for me, it's like I have to move everything around and bring in lights and Delia or Delia probably. Deep South Homestead uses a bone sauce. So to keep deer away, that's interesting. And Chris I think the yes ma'am I think my question was, are you new to my channel? And that's awesome you're here. Thank you so much for joining. And I hope you're inspired. And Joey, you were where again? He planted onions and turnips today. My turnips, that video I did planting turnips out there? Well, we got that monster set of freezes and it just wiped them out. I would be very surprised if when I pick up that frost blanket, if there's a single thing under there. How can it be a 1-to-1 ratio if you're skimming the solids out of it, Gina? That's what I don't get. Gardner Scott? I had Gardner Scott for the 12 survival foods, not for the bone sauce. What is cheaper? It is cheaper to make your own ghee. It is a 1-to-1 ratio, meaning butter to ghee. Oh, thank goodness, goodness, goodness. The nutria are only in the coastal wetlands of the Deep South. Well, didn't armadillos used to be way down there and now they're way up here? I actually haven't. Where's some wood? I haven't actually had one here that I've seen, and I don't want to. You're right. You're right. Stacy's got a ghee. She's got a video on everything. Let's face it. Well, the thing is, Pamela, you don't know that you've been exposed until the end of the day, I mean, I saw this video, somebody recommended it to me and I watched it and he said, you'll never have another infection if you do this. When you come in, you use the scrub everywhere that you've been exposed. Okay. Well, when you have hair, a lot of times, I mean, I'm going to be pulling my hair back to do all work from like the rest of the season because, if there's like one hair down here, you go like that, and now you've got poison ivy like that. You might not even think to scrub that or scrub this. That's what happened last year. It was some hair, and I just went like that with my glove, and that by the time I knew I had it, it was all the way. It was this huge, horrible. But I will try rubbing alcohol. I have that. Let's see. I'm sorry I've gone over a little bit, guys. We've lost a few people. I just want to see if I can catch up here. A pint of ghee. Just out of curiosity, I just want to I just want to look at the ghee that I am guilty of ordering my ghee on you know what platform. And let's see what it is. It is ooh. Um okay, it is oh, it's in kilograms. 32 fluid ounces, which is a quart. So 3 quarts are $99. So that's, but it's really good quality. I will remember that, Pamela. Thank you. What is proof that these cats would be fine for 4 days on their own? What is proof? You mean because they're catching animals? Because I can't leave food outside. I can't leave the garage door open. So they would have no shelter other than the back porch. So, I don't know. I don't know. That might break. We're in a really good like system of them coming when I call, and then they staying inside at night. Uh, which Doug tells me I'm crazy. They've got all these cats, and they don't worry about it. They take care of themselves. Um, you know how Kevin Costner got his first break, right, Connie, or anybody? He was in a very popular movie, which of course I can't remember the name of now. And he got cast in this movie as this handsome young man, and they reduced his role to just being a corpse in a casket. And it was like a Friends type of movie where you've got all these sort of equal parts of these characters, kind of the same age, and as I recall. And I just remember him saying that he knew when he booked that, even though all he appeared was like this one shot of this dead person, he knew he'd made it. Interesting. What about permapastures? What are we talking about? Permapastures? Because I just saw a couple of their videos recently. Yeah, it's 100 feet long, Susan. So that's 200 feet and then 50 feet wide. So 300 around. Pamela, T-posts every 8 feet. What do you put on your T-post? Do you put on deer netting? Oh, permapastures is where you get the bone sauce? Is that what we're talking about? I hope. Oh my gosh, really? Because I know Deep South, I saw some videos from Deep South uh, last season, and he was saying the deer were getting into his sweet potatoes or something. And so they started using this bone sauce. Is that what we're saying? I'll have to check it out. Fantastic, Chris. Chris is new to YouTube. It's an interesting time to be new to YouTube. um, with all that's going on. But many people have learned how to garden. They've learned how to be content creators if you decide to do that. And they've also learned how to farm as well as woodwork and all kinds of things. People, it's free content. And if you really enjoy channels, then it's great if you can support them in some way. If you can't do that financially through merchandise, like I have t-shirts, then just share, hit the like button. All those things help. Kansas, you said that, yeah. Yeah, tippy doo dah, tippy day. My oh my, what a wonderful. Let's see, how does that start though? Tippy doo dah. My oh my, what a wonderful day. Da 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 da. Now that's what raccoons did. Janice is saying armadillos will destroy your yard digging grubs. Pamela is saying welded wire. It's interesting you should say that because I watched a video the other day. I don't know what channel it was. Some couple that lived up north, and it was a deer fence thing. And they were talking about not using welded wire because it didn't last as long as woven wire. When I didn't even really understand what woven wire was, but that's what they said. Okay, thank you so much, Idaho Hoosier. I really appreciate that. Ah, Susan, very good. The big chill, that's right. How time flies. Well, see, if I just do onions in that top part and I can just do maybe 4 rows, I gotta look back at the video and see how to lay it out because I know it's 36 inches from fertilizer row to fertilizer row, and inside that are 2 rows. Yeah, there's a groove in the middle and then 2 rows of onions and fertilizer, I think is the way they recommend laying it out. So if I can do chicken wire, like 3 hoops of chicken wire running the length of it, depending on what chicken wire costs now, then I wouldn't have to start my permanent fence around the whole thing until after the onion thing. And yeah. And I'm considering putting the bamboo teepee trellis in the lower garden. We talked about, Daryl and I talked about that today. And I think that's what I'm going to do because if you saw the video I did with the last video I did with Daryl, and if you didn't, please go back and watch it. It's called How He's Preparing His Garden for Spring, I think is called. He's got 2 cattle panels lined up in a tunnel for growing. He's growing sweet pea. Daryl, you sounded so much like me back in my old garden. You're talking about you starting sweet peas here, and then you're going to plant, just as they're kind of finish producing, your cucumbers are going to be coming up on the outside of that. And of course, those are legumes. So that's going to feed the soil for the cucumbers. And then he's saying, and then I'm going to plant potatoes down the middle. And I'm going, this sounds like me in California. I was planting everything, everywhere. Living in a New York apartment prepared me for that garden, really. You just, because in New York, you have so little space and you just, every little, you find, you use it. Yay. Pamela's getting meat birds. I would like to try that, but I gotta have help. Okay, Prepped for Eternity. Snork Chop says, does anyone know of an affordable organic soil mom can use for our vegetable garden? We're growing in pots. I don't know what is best. Well, what is best is not necessarily affordable. Let me look at the price. I order when I really want to get good quality, and I use a lot of different ones. If it's organic, I mean, you could just see what's convenient and what's local, because running out to get something, that takes money and time too. Whew, this stuff's expensive. Fox Farm. Fox Farm is ocean forest potting soil. Ooh, one pack of let's see, how many pounds? Let's see, 24 pounds. Well, 39 pounds. A one bag of this stuff, 39 pounds, is $27.39, plus tax. So I would just see what you have available close to you, and just because it says organic doesn't mean it's really organic, because if it's got chicken, what shall we call that stuff that chickens produce? Chicken droppings or chicken whatever. If it's got that in it, chickens eat a little of everything. So, and they're not necessarily, and it's not organic. It can't be organic, Sharon in Delaware has told me that many times. Just because it says organic, it's not necessarily organic, but it's at least better than something that's not organic. Delia is saying it did work. Reach out to them. I'm going to. God, that would be. Can you imagine if I just put down some bone sauce all around? I don't know how long it lasts though. Everybody I talk to says they get used to everything. So I don't know. And the thing is, I am not watching them every minute. They're probably walking by now. It is zippity doo dah, zippity yay. My oh my, what a something day. Plenty of sunshine coming my way. Zippity doo dah, zippity yay. Pamela, I hope you know Daryl was making a joke. Well, I'm going to check out that bone sauce. When I made ghee all those years ago, I made it on the stovetop. That's interesting. Okay, Judy's kind of nixed the chicken wire thing. She said it doesn't last very long and it'll rust, and then it's easy for predators to enter. Okay, Janice has given you a good suggestion, Snork Chop. So she says organic soil is sold at Costco in large bags. And I guess it depends on where you are. I don't know where you're located. Oh yeah, I got Technu in every at every sink in my house. That's what I use. It's a scrub that you use when you know you've been out. Yeah, and it's definitely helped me. All right, it jumped. Washing with Technu before you go outside or something? Yeah. Gina, what were you saying about prevention? Linda, did you just join? I thought you were already here. We are way over. Oh my gosh, we're almost to 2 hours. This is crazy. I'm sorry. High density gardening gloves leaves no room. I'm sorry. High density gardening, because I'm thinking of gardening gloves and I'm thinking of poison ivy. Okay. High density gardening, meaning things are close together, leaves no room for weeds, except that it encourages poison. It encourages powdery mildew. Because I did high density in California and I had to fight power. That was my worst thing in California was powdery mildew. Alex is right. It is cheaper to mix your own compost, peat, and perlite, except peat is non-renewable. So we try to stay away from using peat moss as much as possible. It takes hundreds or thousands of years for peat to be created. So we want to try to use as little of that as possible. I know it's really good for certain things though. Like they told me I should use half peat and half potting soil to plant or soil to plant my blueberries. But anyway. Cocoa coil works good too. I've heard of the predator pea stuff, and I just, everybody keeps saying, "Hey, Tracy's here. She's had surgery." Tracy, we were running really late tonight, so I'm glad you got to say hi. Wish Tracy well. She had hip surgery, right? One hip, right? She's usually here. That's funny, Daryl. I see what's happening with my light here. It's a little better. Mighty Sweet Life is saying use Technu right away. That's if you know you've been exposed. That's my problem, when you're out working. Right. Well, you can also add your acidity in your fertilizer because they make, many brands have acid loving plant fertilizers, which can hopefully take the place of the peat moss. Ooh. Oh, Mighty Sweet Life. Thank you for that reminder. Darn it. You're right. Anything you put on your skin can be absorbed. And Dawn, of course, is made of chemicals too. Okay, I'm finally at the end. Thank you so much, everybody. God bless you. You have a great week. I'm sorry, Tracy, that we're just picking you up at the end here, but I've been going for an hour and 45 and I haven't fed the cats or rounded them up. It's going to get dark soon. And I enjoyed everybody's contributions today. Thank you so much for supporting my channel. You can find ways to support my channel underneath each and every video and live stream. So I hope you will. Thank you so much. Share with a friend, and I'll see you next Tuesday at the same time, 5 Central. So take care, and I'll see you then.